Let me see those receipts, baby. I'm ready to clock into the bank factory.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. And just to be frank, I have already recorded this video. Unfortunately, I had to scrap the whole recording. I don't know what happened. My mic is fucking up lately. It just sounded awful. It sounded really awful. It seems like every single time I move my mic arm around, the sound fucks up. So I'm gonna get a new cord and hope that that's all it is and that I don't have to replace my microphone already. But so yeah, just be aware I've already seen all of this stuff. I've already reacted to all of this stuff. I'm basically just refilming it. So I may seem, my reaction may be a little bit different this time because it's not going to be fresh. However, as a lot of us know, Amberlynn's dog, Twinkie Star, just had surgery this last Friday. And the entirety of the circumstances surrounding this surgery are extremely suspicious. In the last video I just went over, it was discovered that Twinkie has had this lump for 7 years, and Amberlynn wasn't really addressing it. She claimed it was a fatty, just like a fatty tumor, lump, whatever, but no one really knows that. And I did just want to also make a note of it because we did just cover Tommy Era number 24. We covered this in Tommy Era 24. I think it was number 24. And Amber said, when you guys don't hear anything in terms of the pets, when you guys aren't hearing anything, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And one, she wasn't going to tell us that Rarity was even missing until she was forced to. And two, she absolutely was not going to tell us about this at all. We were not going to know about Twinkie's surgery if she didn't get demonetized. We would never have known. Guaranteed. And then her sitting there saying, like, what would I have to cry about in the previous live streams? Maybe the fact that your dog is in pain and crying every fucking live stream, and not for the reason she said. That's the other thing. Twinkie was crying in all the streams right before she got demonetized, and Amber wanted to sit there and say, oh, she's just looking at the cats eating food and she wants some and blah, blah, blah. Twinkie has never cried like that. In any previous live stream, she has never just sat there in one spot. That's the other thing. She wasn't like moving. There was no like claws clacking while she was doing it. She was just sitting there crying, and she would look down at this one spot and occasionally growling too. So it makes me wonder, like, did she have bugs on her? Did she have bed bugs on her? Did she have fleas? Because dogs, when they get bit by a bug that's crawling on them, might turn around and growl and nip at the spot where they're being bitten at. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, all I know is that Twinkie was crying, and she had never done that kind of behavior before. Never. And we know that she had had this lump for 7 years, and it was supposedly fine. It was supposedly fine. And now, and we have a lot more information given to us straight from Amberlynn Reid and the Facebook page of the bingo hall that she frequents. So, as a lot of you have already seen, but maybe some of you haven't already, Amberlynn was caught out at bingo on Saturday night. That would be the day after Twinkie got home from supposed surgery. And here she is. Here's our girl, looking totally fine. Absolutely not worried at fucking all. Just sitting here at bingo. Credit from these photos to Big Body NPC over on Instagram. Oh, that was the other thing. I was so frustrated yesterday. I went through so much just to make this stupid Instagram account. They made it so fucking stupid and impossible. And I hate Instagram. Like, did they change it in the last, like, year or so that I haven't been on it to just look at despicable moments? Because it fucking sucks. The layout sucks, dude. But yeah, anyway, her Q&A was gone now, but it seemed like she had a lot more, and then some of them just suddenly like went missing. But I know they all disappear after 24 hours, right? But that's not what happened. Some of them disappeared before the 24 hours was up, because I went to go re-record this video yesterday, same day, like right after I noticed that my recording was fucked up. And I went to go click on her page, and half of the fucking questions were missing. And I still had like 3 hours left. So I don't know. Maybe y'all will know what that's about. Maybe y'all will know. Because I just thought it was fucking weird. I've never. But then again, I have no idea. I don't know how stories work. I'm a boomer on Instagram, okay? But there was also this little photo found in some TikTok comments. I can't remember from where. But it's from Apathetic Facts' video. She popped up this little screenshot of, oh, it says here literally. Yeah, literally. That's the TikTok page. And she's like just taking selfies with people, looking totally fine, maybe a little drunk, maybe a little high, but like if we are to believe Amber Lynn and that Twinkie actually did have surgery, then it's just a matter of fact that she left Twinkie home alone to go to fucking bingo. Also, oh yeah, totally. Twinkie aside, leaving your dog who just got out of surgery home alone aside, she was just on here crying about how she doesn't have money, she doesn't have savings, she needs to save every penny, she needs to sell her choosies to help her during this time. And yet here the fuck she is at fucking bingo, gambling and eating all the money you sent her away. That was supposed to be for Twinkie's surgery. That was supposed to be for her bills. That was supposed to be like for her life, for to keep her going while she finds another job. So yeah, just any AM babies who may happen to be watching this video in hopes of like, I don't know, whatever. Just know, okay? Because those pictures are real. They're not fake. Amber's gonna take the money that you gave her from Cameo, from buying her greasy fucking shit, from donations, and she's gonna go gamble it away and just gamble it away and get fucking concessions at bingo. Anyway, and there will be more. There will be more red flags about Twinkie's surgery that we will come across here as we go through Amberlynn's second Q&A, which I am going to be sourcing from Apathetic Facts' channel now now that it's gone from Instagram. Moving on to the questions. I feel like this one was in the middle, and I don't feel like there's enough little ticks up here to signify all of the questions that I personally saw. I don't feel like this is as many. Okay. Regardless, I'm pretty sure that the Twinkie photo, because she posted a photo of Twinkie in here, and it just makes it seem like even worse. Anyway, says stop using the AI backgrounds. Use real art. Draw something yourself. These aren't AI. They are just simply from Google. I search, quote, Christmas pattern iPhone wallpaper backgrounds. It's how I've always done it. Except, like, here's the thing. This little fucking background, which I'm gonna do my best to edit out, it probably is AI. Because if you look at the details of it, like this little weird marking, the fact that this is an X and this is a cross, and then this weird fucking thing. Like, what is this even supposed to be? Is this supposed to be a leaf or a bird, or it doesn't know what it wants to be? This probably is an AI background that she just fucking picked. Just because you Google an image doesn't mean the results that you get aren't going to be AI. You need to pay attention, Amberlynn. Like, and the other thing is, I'm sure she knows. I'm sure she knows. She just doesn't give a fuck because she's lazy. How much was Twinkie's surgery, and is there a place we can donate to help with the cost? Do not give her any fucking money. Do not give this woman any money at all. You know why? Because it's not going to go to what she said it was going to go to. It's going to go to fucking bingo. How much was... Okay, I already read that part. It was $700. It was already paid in full. Yeah, because you mooched off your mom and your grandmother. Thank you so much for offering. And for those asking, Twinkie is doing amazing. Always remember not only to advocate for yourself, but for your pets as well. And I don't know why. She does like brown hearts after every fucking message. She must be trolling. It can feel kind of insulting to your audience for us to put in questions and then you forget. Right, because she said she put in a Q&A, but she forgot, so she did it again. Like, that was at the start of all this. Insulting, life gets in the way, and I do it for fun. I got distracted and busy. Sorry I insulted you. Busy with what, girl? You don't have a job. You don't do anything. You sit around and do choosy and eat and play Legos and watch shit about yourself. You don't do anything all day. You go out to bingo once a week. That's the only time you leave the fucking house. What do you... She's not busy. She's just not. And I'm sorry if maybe the energy for this video is like, I'm just irritated. It's because I'm irritated. Because I'm actually fucking busy. And everything has been like, it's been too much. It's too much shit. It's just fucking too much. And now with the microphone bullshit on top of it, like, bro, fuck off. And I am going to be skipping a lot of these questions. Listen, the recording I had to toss, it was an hour long. I went through almost all of these questions and like kind of yapped. It was very yappy, but yeah, really disappointing. But this question got me fucked up, dude. It says, what's one thing you're looking forward to most this coming year? Bullet journaling. I did it a few years ago and enjoyed it. Decided to do it again in 2026. I'm really excited. The fact that in a whole year, one of the things like she looks forward to most is bullet journaling. That's it, girl. And that's exactly what I mean. She's not busy. She doesn't do anything all day. She leaves the house once a week. And she doesn't even need to leave the house to even like have like a fulfilling or busy life, right? You can work from home, but she doesn't. She doesn't. And apparently is only filling out 2 applications a fucking day. So like check, what is she so fucking busy with? What? Packing up choosies? Do you think she's playing choosy to choose which choosies that she's selling? Dude, that's probably it. That's probably it. Amber, is that what you're so busy with? Is that what you need to play choosy to choose which choosies that you're gonna sell? Ridiculous. What jobs are you looking into? What field? Girl, ones where she don't have to do anything, where she thinks that she doesn't have to do much, right? Where she doesn't talk to nobody. It isn't going to be very hectic. She's not going to get a job. She's not going to get one of these jobs, trust. Like, unless she has an audience member who already works at a work from home company who can refer her in. It's just not going to happen. It's literally not going to happen. Not from her just filling out 2 applications a day. Even if she filled out like 1,000 applications a day, I still don't think anyone's going to pick her. I've read like stories of people developing their own like fucking AI tools to help them apply to like thousands of jobs every day to still only get like 8 interviews a week. That's insane, okay? Like, And that's with their resumes being tailored specifically to each job, and they probably have a lot more job experience than fucking Amber does. So yeah, unless she has an audience member who has an in at a company already and who will refer her in, there's no chance. There's actually no chance of her getting a work from home job anymore. They are just not they are not very abundant. They're not very common. Most places do want you to go into the office at least sometimes. Even if it's like a case where you have to like fly out to another city like 4 times a year ish, that's gonna be what it is. That's like that's basically what I found to be like the least amount of like going into the office and a work from home job that I can even like find these days. That isn't just call center, $12 an hour, and obviously not going to be enough to sustain anything for her, and also extremely soul crushing and way too much work, and she's just not going to do it. So I just took a little break from my voice, and I was thinking, didn't she say back in Wisconsin era that she doesn't have like a year to year lease or whatever? Isn't her apartment like month to month? And then I was also like it was on Instagram or Reddit or fucking Twitter, one of the three now apparently. I saw this random comment that was like, in her last TikTok, when she bounces, they could see behind her, and they saw a bunch of boxes, and they were speculating like, is she moving in with Mama Lynn? And now that I feel like I remember, if God, please, y'all, if y'all remember this, like, please confirm this for me if you remember. I swear I remember her saying something about her lease only being like month to month. So I just wonder, like, okay, so like what led to that was like, because if she's not going to get a work from home job, she can't get a physical job because she can't physically do anything, and she won't be able to get there. She can't get to a physical job because what was Mama Lynn going to drive her every day? No, she has a job that she needs to get to. And who the fuck wants to do that? And she's not going to Uber to the job every day because, one, she won't take an Uber. Two, it would basically mean she's only working for like half of her wage at that point because the other half's going to fucking transportation costs. So, like, what other option is there if she's not going to come back to YouTube, right? There is no other option. She has to move in with Mama Lynn. Or somebody. Grandma Lynn. Again. Do you think, I wonder if she's sitting there trying to sell it like, oh, let me move in with you, Grandma Lynn, and then I can take care of you. I can help take care of you. I would be shocked if she didn't say something like that, honestly. Because, I mean, we all know that, like, as soon as Grandma Lynn passes away, Amber is gonna be up Mama Lynn's ass trying to get one of those two houses. Especially after this. Like, there's no way that she's not. So what's something you're keeping secret, parenthesis, for now? It feels like everything. I mean, yeah, typically, right? Of course. That's how it's always been. Probably how it always fucking will be. Here's a good one. I saw this on Reddit earlier. It says, what did you want most for Christmas as a kid? She goes, sober parents. And I saw somebody on Reddit say that, like, Mama Lynn must have said no to something, so now she's, like, upping the guilt trip factor. How much have you spent on Legos over the years? Do you regret it? I don't regret a penny I've spent on Lego, no. On other things, though? Yeah, sure. Like what, Amber? Name them. You can, like, never be specific about fucking anything. When it comes to taking accountability, she has to be the most vague that she could ever possibly be. Any hot takes about reaction channels? Love you, queen. Pfft, who cares? Um, FFG is the biggest scammer in girl world. I don't know, girl. What you're doing here is pretty fucking... Is it worse? Is what she's doing here right now worse? Because at least... Because one could say at least FFG made an animal's life more comfortable. Even while lying, yes. But in Amber's case, she's just lying for money. Not for as long, granted, but, well, let's give her a chance. Let's give her a chance. Let's see how long she tries this out for. But it's still lying, but not for the sake, or not for the sake. That's not right. That's not right. She's still lying, but she's not making any animal comfortable in any capacity at all. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? I feel like the point is in there. Point being, y'all are literally both lying about animals potentially for money. It's just she did it longer. Or, well, I mean, can we? Because, see, now Amber, one could technically argue that Amber's been lying on her animals for way more years than FFG has, but it wasn't like for the sake of grifting, it was just for the sake of covering up neglect. I don't know. Who is I still want to lean Amber. I still want to say Amber is, I mean, obviously worse all around than FFG, but a bigger scammer than FFG? I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. What do you guys like? Is this? It feels like I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know a lot of FFG's lore, though, is the thing. I do want to make a video about this. I'm still just kind of like, I don't know. At the same time, I feel like I just don't know enough about FFG and that whole side of it enough to really, I don't know. I have we'll see, because I'm still like kind of catching up. I'm in the middle of Zachary Michael's videos about the whole situation, hoping that I'll gain some more like lore from that. Like, is this, like, I don't know. I just don't want to miss any details. So just give me some more time to kind of like catch up with all this. And I think I do want to make a video on it, because I do have, like, regardless of all that, an interesting like part of it that I do want to talk about anyway. Anyway, it's not about that right now. But anyway, why didn't you delete your videos before appealing? And no, you don't. According to the Google Help article that I've read, you do not want to do that. Because YouTube gives you a list of rules to follow before appealing. One of them is that you cannot delete any videos prior to appealing. You have to leave your channel as is. Once you are approved or denied, you can then delete what you want. Right, so if you're appealing, that means you are like contesting the decision, right? You're saying that no, my content does deserve to be monetized. So in that case, you do not delete anything, because then it looks like you're trying to like, it looks like you're admitting that they're not supposed to be there, so you're deleting them and then being like, okay, yeah, what, right? So you're not supposed to do that. But if you're going to just reapply, then yes, then you delete the videos, you get your channel fully in accordance, but you still have to wait. Like, you still have to be suspended. You still have to wait that certain amount of time, though. The 30 days or the 90 days or whatever. I think it would only be 30 because you didn't technically get denied. You just didn't appeal. But yeah, that part I'm a little unsure about. But for sure, you do not delete videos if you're appealing. You only delete them if you're going to reapply for monetization later.
One of them is that you can't.
And I am going to cover this question. I'm so tempted to skip it, but I felt it necessary to say that I have skipped a lot of prompts that are basically just her feeding into her self-delusion that everything's fine and she's not worried and she's actually relieved. What do you think people misunderstand most about you? Everything. Every time I hear why someone hates me, it's a reason that isn't even real and only assumed. It's wild. Hey, Pookie. People didn't just assume that you left your crying, shaking in pain dog to go to Chili's while there was an emergency vet right down the road. People did not just assume that. You got up here on camera and told us that's what you did and showed us it. You showed it to us. People did not just assume that. That's what you did. Hey, Amber. After Twinkie got out of surgery, supposedly, on Friday, like you said, you just went to bingo the day after. No one assumed that. No one had to assume anything. It's just the truth, according to you. According to you, that's what happened. Hey, Pookie, you remember when you called, what was her name, Norma, Beck's mom, and said, "You never thanked me for the money I was going to give you"? People didn't have to assume anything. They just heard that with their own ears, and they don't like you for it. I don't know how or why she could ever say this. I don't know how or why the delusion, is it like the same? Because I've said before, like, there is so many bad things to remember about her that sometimes it just takes me a minute, right, to remember it. Every time I go to try to, like, throw her a bone or, like, extend, like, a branch of, like, oh, this could be, like, a reason why she did this or that, I immediately have to walk it back because I will immediately remember something else bad that just negates it. So is it like the same thing for her? She doesn't even remember all the reasons that people have to hate her, and that's why it's easy for the delusion to take hold? Because I truly don't understand it. I truly don't get it. Because these are the things that she's shown us. Like, all of Crystal era. Just the way that she treated Crystal. It wasn't assumed. No one had to assume anything. It was just point blank. This is the fact of what we're seeing you do on the camera, and we don't like it. There's no assumption. Like, what is the assumption? Again, she can't ever be specific. When it comes to taking accountability, there will never be any specifics. The reaction channels are still doing videos and posts on you more than ever. More than ever? I mean, yeah, a lot of people popped in to cover the big event, but a lot of people will pop in to cover a big event when it happens. More than ever? No, less than ever. Like, what do you talk? Like, Girl World has been, like, really slowing down. Really, really slowing down. Like, the views have been dropping all around. Says they are thirsty for the, they are thirsty for the November-December AdSense. I'm such an interesting girly that they can't get enough. Interesting? That's the word we're going with? That's not the word I would personally go with, I don't think. I don't think I would say interesting at all. Interesting. I guess it's safe, though. It's a safe adjective. I guess it's the only safe adjective she could use, because what else is she gonna say? Problematic. Fucking abusive. Horrific. Evil. Monstrous. Disgusting. Yeah, no, yeah. I see why she went with interesting. Got it. Another thing I was also, like, kind of thinking about when it comes to, like, Amber and Rachel and saying that, oh, everyone who talks just wants, like, the money. But especially Amber, right? Like Amber in terms of like, oh, whoever's talking about me just wants to make money, and Rachel is in terms of like, oh, no one just does this for the love of the game or whatever the fuck she said. Okay, so I was thinking like, okay, so then what about all the people on like Reddit or the forums who've been there for years and have been posting for years and archiving her bullshit for years? They don't get paid. There's no option to get paid. Like so like why do they do it? Why does anyone do this? Like, right? I don't know. It feels like to me, I don't know, it just feels like such a cope, that line of thinking from them, from both of them. It feels like such a cope for different reasons, right? On Amber's end, obviously why, but on Rachel's end, it's like, oh, she's just trying to justify to herself why she did this, like, really fucking weirdo fucking thing. No one just does this for the love. Like, what are you talking about? Didn't you start your channel because you liked YouTube, because you liked doing videos? Apparently not. And that's just fucking weird too. Why, of all things to just do for money, why YouTube? It's so finicky. It's so finicky. And it's not necessarily easy unless you get really lucky. So like, why? So just why? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I was just thinking a little bit more about that as I take breaks to rest my voice and stuff. And it's like, I don't know, just like fully like following the train of thought to its end. It's like, well, it really just doesn't make sense. It just feels like copium. That's all. Anyway, I hope y'all don't mind these like random long ass ramblings that go on. But that's why I made this channel, because I want to yap. Anyway, I thought Twinkie's tumor wasn't cancerous. It's not cancerous, and turns out it isn't a fatty tumor. That's what the vet always said in Kentucky, and they said it was fine. The vet I had when I first moved to Oklahoma said it too, but in my gut, something seemed off. I got a new vet because I requested a removal and they said no, but my gut was screaming and right. It was a massive cyst. My new vet listened, explained, and made me and Twinkie both feel extremely heard. She's doing so well after surgery. I'm so proud of her. So this shit threw me for a loop yesterday too. Because it's like, this is exactly what I mean. Like, even if she is telling the truth, she still looks awful. She doesn't understand how to... She just doesn't have, like, the self-awareness to even, like, lie properly in order to create the image that she wants to create. Because she doesn't understand the thought process. Like, the thought processes behind, like, the type of person that she wants to portray. So she can never perform it accurately because she doesn't get their thought process. Okay, because I went on this whole tangent yesterday that she has been in Oklahoma for what? Like at least 2 years, right? If not a year. A long fucking time, right? She's been in Oklahoma. A long time. No, at least a year. No, at least a year. Because the whole Emily thing lasted at least a year. And it's been... Yeah, so, around 2 years. I was right. And this says very clearly, the vet I had when I first moved to Oklahoma said it too. But in my gut, something seemed off. She got a new vet. So it must have just been recently. It had to have just been recently. And she proves that it was later on. Well, fuck, I don't know if it's covered in Apathetic Facts' coverage here. God damn it. Maybe I can undelete the old clip and grab that screenshot if it's not in here. Because she said something about when I first took Twinkie to the vet a few months ago. Something like that. Something like that. So if you knew in your gut that something seemed off when you first moved to Oklahoma, why the fuck did you wait so much longer after that to get a second opinion? A third opinion, even. This, because it would have been a third opinion. But she somehow knew better than 2 vets before that. It's like, that's another thing that I didn't even, like, pick up on yesterday. Because she's framing this as, like, she knew better than 2 vets for 7 years. And then it gets down to this, and made me and Twinkie both feel extremely heard. That is just weird. That is a weird way to write it, and it feels inherently manipulative to include, because it's like, it's not just me who the vet felt, or who the vet, whatever, like, you know, it's not just me, it's me and Twinkie. Like, because then what does that mean? Was Twinkie crying in pain? Was she actually crying in pain? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's the only other, like, sound Twinkie can make in terms of, like, complaining, right? She would whine from being uncomfortable. So in those live streams, was she whining because she was uncomfortable, or was it just normal? It happens all the time. So, like, what? And then, regardless, I'm so sure she's lying. I'm so sure of it. I haven't said it yet, but I don't think Twinkie had surgery at all. I don't think Twinkie saw a vet at all. I don't think Twinkie ever left the fucking apartment. But, even if it's all true, what the fuck? Still, what the fuck? It's always like that. It's always like that. Because she, like, does one thing, but then tries to lie to make it seem like she did it another way. Like I said, to be, like, a good person, but she doesn't understand the normal thought processes of how, like, a good person, like, she doesn't get it, so she can't emulate it. And that's why we always end up in these weird fucking situations where it's like, literally, no matter what the truth is, it's fucked. Oh yeah, and this one led to a whole thing yesterday too. It said, just realized Morgan Adams follows you, OMG slay. She recently messaged me. She's a sweetheart, truly. Which I was like, okay, ew, weird. But also kind of makes sense, I guess, considering who Morgan hangs out with. But then I was like, sitting here, like, does Shane Dawson even still upload? Is he still around? Because the last I remember from him was that video, I think it was just called Taking Accountability or something, where he didn't actually take any accountability, listed nothing specific, and was like, that's not me anymore. And then just like that was it. That's the last I remember of him. And then I kind of moved on from it, and then took a little break later in the recording to rest my voice, and Googled it, and that guy is still uploading. He still has that stupid ass podcast that he was like flirting with one of his co-hosts on forever ago. It's still around, and it has sponsors on it. I mean, it's the typical sponsors who you would imagine would sponsor people like that, right? But still. I just couldn't believe it, and that shit had like 250,000 views on it. And I was like, I don't know. I just can't believe that Shane Dawson is, like, still around. But that's, like, you can't cancel people, right? The only way you can cancel people is if they choose to actually go away. Ooh, and this one made me so mad yesterday. It says, what's one thing you wish people understood about BPD? If we could control a meltdown or a, quote, tantrum, we would. And I went off for like 10 minutes. It probably wasn't 10 minutes, but it felt like a long time. Because it's just like, what? It just shows so much how she has never been to therapy. How she has never sought help for this at all. At all. Like, at all. She has never sought help for this because this is what she thinks. This is what she believes. But if you already have told yourself that you can't control it, then why would you try? Because it's just not true. It's so blatantly not true. There is so many things people can do to help them control themselves. Because, like I said, your brain, Amber, is not a separate entity that does things on its own. You are your brain. We are our brains. It's not a separate thing that makes decisions entirely separate to you. You are your brain. You can control yourself. And yeah, it's probably not easy, and you need to go to therapy, and you need to get to the source of why you get so emotional about certain things. There's things, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. It just shows. This woman has never seen a therapist for BPD. Never. Why did you delete your update about Twinkie? I've deleted all my community posts. The only thing I have left on my YouTube is my live stream saying bye. Not a fucking answer. Not an answer. Way to evade the fucking question. Okay, they asked, why did you delete your update about Twinkie? This has nothing to do with it. This is nothing. You're not fucking clever, Amber. You're not sneaky. This isn't... I don't understand. Why do people think that they can answer a question like this, and then people are just gonna be like, oh, okay. Sure. Yep, guess that solves it. No, it's not an answer. I just got a flashback to her in some stupid video on her stupid couch in her stupid apartment in fucking Oklahoma, saying some stupid thing about, I can answer your questions, but it's people just don't like the answers to my questions. Or they don't like the answer to the question. You know what I mean? This isn't an answer. This is not an answer to the question. You did not answer the question. I don't care what you consider or what you consider an answer or what you want to say. That does not mean it is actually an answer. You are not the arbiter of the English definitions of fucking words. And you just get to say, well, to me. Not how it works. God, this one. Says losers online are discussing the surgery, but how do they know it took 3 hours? Because people can see when she made her first post, they looked at the clock, noted the time, and then she deleted it, right? But that doesn't mean that people forgot what time she posted it. And then she made her second post saying Twinkie's fine, surgery went great. 3 hours later, she made that post. Oh, the people who saw the first one looked at the time again. Wow. Gee, it's almost like it's not that fucking hard. But she answers and she says all this shit that I actually don't. It's not valid to me because there's no proof of it. It's just her saying stuff. So it's whatever, taken with a grain of salt. She says, I dropped her off at 8:30. So that's okay, never mind. Immediately a lie. Didn't happen. You didn't drop anyone off. You don't drive. I dropped her off at 8:30 a.m. as they requested. The surgery started at 10:30 a.m. They called me at 12:30 p.m. and told me how it went and that she'll be ready for a pickup in a few hours. Picked her up at 2 p.m. So the actual surgery took 2 hours. Lumpectomies last anywhere from 30 minutes to a few hours. I don't care, Amber. This is nothing. This does nothing. People know when you posted. It's actually so dumb. And I guess that is why she deleted the posts, is just to try to make it as convoluted and unclear and fishy as possible. What's your response to those accusing you of lying about Twinkie's surgery? And I thought, this is so funny. She pulls a Rachel and goes, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, what? I didn't know people thought I was lying about her surgery. This is exactly what I'm talking about. People are wild, lol. No, they're not. You are definitively lying about something. No, like, because no, it's not definitively, not definitively, right? It's it's the fact that I hope you're lying, actually. I hope you're lying. Because if you're not lying, it means you did actually go and leave Twinkie home alone the day after she got out of surgery. It's like she doesn't, that's what I mean. She doesn't understand. She has so little self-awareness and so little understanding of how anybody else's thought process would work outside of her own. She just doesn't get it. She'll sit there and say, like, no matter what I do, it's always the wrong thing. And then, like, yes, Amber, because, like, just think, use, like, gonna use your words, Ambi. Use your brain. You're a grown woman now.
You're a grown woman now. Just use your brain.
Like you said to Destiny. Use your brain. You're a grown woman. Like, it's so creepy. Implying that Amber knew Destiny wasn't a grown woman when she got together with her as a grown woman. It's so icky. It's so icky. Anyway. Because, like, but again, I don't need to repeat myself, right? If it's true, you're still awful because you left her home alone. You're supposed to be home, making sure that she's not fucking with the site, ripping her stitches out, running around. You're supposed to be watching her. Like, people are not wild. You are the only one here who is wild. Oh my god, another one. See, I've already skipped, like, 2 prompts that was just like this. It says, do you feel like you've been freed? Like, even if you could come back, you won't. And she says yes. Like, I've already skipped a couple of those. And yet she keeps going on about this. Like, stop, dude. We all know that you're not going to be able to do anything and you're just going to move in with Mama Lynn. God, this one fucking sent me to. What steps are you taking to budget and manage your finances? I haven't ordered takeout in weeks. Huge money saver, and it's definitely helping the scale go down. I'm also cooking everything I eat, which strangely I've been enjoying. And I was sitting here asking, like, is this really it? Is this really all she's doing? But, like, yes, obviously that's all she's doing. Because she's still going to fucking bingo and ordering torrid hauls. And granted, like I said, it very well may have been that she ordered those torrid clothes before the demonetization happened. But why the fuck wouldn't you return them? Why would you not return them or cancel the order? And if she is going to return them, at this point, she's already worn that, like, the snake mesh and that dress for, like, 2 to 3 days. So she's going to return nasty, stinky, smelly clothes if she does. By the way, like. And then, like, claiming that she's enjoying cooking. Like, she always claims that she's enjoying whatever she fucking hates doing to try to delude herself into believing it. All right, and then here we are. We're at the photo that she shared of Twinkie. The prompt says, people are saying Twinkie didn't actually have surgery and you only said it for a money grab. It wasn't just that. It was also for sympathy and attention. So she shares this photo, which has many suspicious aspects about it. It's like, she definitely did. This is her resting. I'm so glad she has already adapted to the cone. She's such a smart, sweet, perfect baby. I'm going to cover her stitches due to privacy, but you can see where they shaved her. Now, Amber, you have filmed your girlfriends despite them begging you not to, telling you not to on multiple times, shoving the camera in their faces, popping it up, and also filming them while actively lying to their face and saying you're not. You have filmed them on the toilet, you have filmed them in the shower, you have filmed people in their towels, you have filmed people, like, in public without their faces blurred, you have filmed children, Hey guys, so obviously the mic just went to fucking shit. like I said at the start of the video, I had to scrap a whole hour-long recording because of this. It does get slightly better later on. It still sounds like I'm speaking into just like a straight fucking tin can. I'm trying. I'm really trying my best to like get this to stop happening. It's so irritating. I don't want to scrap the rest of the video. I am gonna leave it. If you can bear through it, then like I appreciate you. Maybe some of you won't actually think it's like that bad, all things considered, because you can still hear what I'm saying. It's just so tinny. But like, just, you know, like I wanted to just put like a little warning in here, like my mic did fuck up at this point, but part of this warning is that there might, maybe, if I can't move fast enough, be a couple days or at least maybe one day without a video. And I really don't like that. I'm going to do everything in my power to prevent that from happening, because I have not missed a day since I started uploading, and I don't really want to, ever. I would like to keep that streak going as long as I possibly can. My channel has been deleted 3 times, and I still haven't missed a day uploading, okay? I am not about to let this stop me. It's not happening. But yes, I don't know what happened. Like, I thought it was just every time I would move the cord, it would fuck up, and it would have. Listen, you guys probably don't care about this. Let me let you get back to the video. But if you click out now, I absolutely will not blame you. I'm so sorry. And for the bit I cut out, it wasn't much. I was just rambling more about how she doesn't care about privacy. She's shown this, and that. And yeah, again, I'm really sorry that this happened. And it will be fixed. It will be fixed soon. I will not let this happen continuously. It's not going to be okay. Sorry. Does not mean that everyone just forgot about how much you don't care about privacy. And this is a dog. It's not a person. It's a dog who you have filmed pissing and shitting outside before. But now all of a sudden, you're going to cover her stitches due to privacy? Bitch, there's no stitches. You didn't take a picture of the stitches because there is no stitches to take a picture of. And the other thing, people were saying that this is not a shave job that any vet would do. And granted, like, I know that not all vets are the fucking same, and there might be one out there who would do a shit shave job, right? But this is Amber's third opinion vet. This should be a reputable one. This should be a good one, theoretically, right? If this is Amber's third opinion for Twinkie. But, okay, whatever. Also, people were saying that most vets will not give out this type of cone. They will give you the cheap, clear plastic cones. And granted, not all vets are the same. Not all vets are the same. I don't want to fucking hear it, okay? It's just that most of the time, they'll give you a clear plastic one. And people were also just like, here, I also made like an enhanced image of Twonk's little shave job here. And this is as good as I could get it with the tools that are available to me. It does look weird. It looks like it's like one swipe here and then one swipe over here with this weird like tuft left over in the middle. And I have seen plenty of shave jobs that vets have done for surgical sites, and I've never seen one look like this. Never. It does look weird. It looks very sloppy. And while now this part I'm not personally sure of, but I did see people say that vets, well, obviously for surgical stuff, they shave right down to the skin, and they were saying that this was not shaved right down to the skin, but I personally cannot tell that for myself, but I am also not a vet or a assistant vet, whatever, I don't know. A nurse vet. I'm gonna sound so dumb saying that shit, whatever, it's goofy. But yeah, for all those reasons, plus knowing who's telling it to us, plus everything I said at the start, I do not believe this surgery actually happened. I don't believe Twinkie actually saw a vet. I don't think she actually left the apartment. I don't think she went anywhere. I think she's the same as she ever was. And this was all a lie to get money, to get sympathy, to get attention. And honestly, that might be better, too, if it was a lie, because that would mean that Amber didn't actually leave her fresh out of surgery dog home alone to go to fucking bingo. But hey, she wants to insist that actually did happen, so hey, whatever. Go ahead and look terrible either way. Okay. Here's that one screenshot, okay? It says, how's Twinkie doing? It's great. She's also down a pound since the last time she's at the vet, which was a couple months ago. We've been walking more. And that's what I mean. This is exactly this is what proves that because in the other prompt, she said that she went to the vet when she first got to Oklahoma, and that vet also said that the lump was a fatty tumor. But she said, in her gut, she knew that wasn't right. So she got a third opinion. Except, that would have been, like a year and a half in between? She waited a year and a half in between. Even though she knew in her gut that vet wasn't right, she waited around about a year and a half to get Twinkie a third opinion about the lump. Okay, and that's not a fucking assumption. That is according to all of the things that Amber Lynn has said. If we are to take her at her word, that's the truth. And she told us that. It's not a fucking assumption. It's just, like, putting two and two together. It's just putting two and two to fucking together based on everything that she has told us herself. So again, like, between all the other bullshit, I don't think Twinkie actually had surgery. Actually, I wasn't gonna answer this prompt. I just paused because I was just thinking, like, I did get one comment from one person who said that they thought that maybe Twinkie had already had surgery, and that's why she was crying in the live streams, and that's why Amber looked down at one point and said, like, leave her alone, Romeo, she needs to rest. And then I was thinking, like, let me pull, like, that in that picture with the weird shave job, were people thinking that it wasn't shaved down close to the skin? Maybe because it's growing back already? Maybe? That's another theory. Another theory is that Twinkie already had the surgery. That's another theory that I think is absolutely very valid right now. She either didn't have it, or she had it prior to all of this. Very interesting. And I wasn't going to answer this. It says, do you think this is the shift you needed to create a better lifestyle for yourself? When she says, absolutely. And again, it's just another one of those fucking things, like I said, where she's just trying to delude herself into thinking everything's fine. And I'm, like, not going to I'm not going to read every one of them. Okay, this one I'm not sure about. It says, how do you feel seeing Chantal still posting eating videos? And Amber said, you're allowed to post eating videos as long as you don't talk about eating disorders in them. And I have no idea if that's true or not. No idea. I thought it was more about the nature of the entire channel that gives you the context clues about that, but I honestly have no idea, and I can't say one way or the other, and I have no idea if this is true, so do not strike me for that, YouTube. You were about to throw away $400 in shipping, but you panicked for Twinkie's $700 surgery. And what they're referring to is like $400 in shipping for her collab with Pink Sparkles. Oh, wait. See, look at this screenshot right here. See all these ticks? up here at the top. Fuck. Edit this and show it. God damn it. But you see all these ticks here? Even in apathetic faxes, like other screenshots, there isn't this many like little ticks of like questions. Because every one of these little spots is a different prompt. So was she like deleting some of these in between? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get how fucking Instagram works, apparently. Anyway. I panicked when I lost my job, which is a normal human reaction. Twinkie's surgery or shipping or anything wouldn't have mattered cost-wise if I didn't lose my job. Losing an income I've had for a decade can make you feel things that are dramatized to the actual reality. Now that it's been some time, I'm no longer panicking. I'm peaceful. Yeah, because you're no longer moving in with Mama Lynn. But again, you shouldn't have been panicking. You should have known this was coming eventually. You should have been saving. You should have been investing. And this is exactly how everyone knows that you did take it all for granted. God, this one pissed me off too. It says, if your pets didn't have insurance, please get, please get Romeo insurance while young. Why didn't you save for emergencies? And again, she responds with fucking War and Peace, but doesn't actually answer the goddamn question. Like, she gives this long response, and it basically just, she could have just said, I took it for granted, and I never thought it was going to end. But no, instead she said, I think people are confused about my income, which is fine because it's not something I talk about and definitely not something I plan to continue talking about either. YouTube is very kind when it comes to the amount they pay. That's why I didn't ever need a savings for emergencies, because I have the income for anything. I was always able to pay for anything at any time, even emergency things that came out of nowhere. My savings had always been strictly for taxes. I normally save more than I actually need for taxes, so that's been a nice blessing in disguise. Again, a complete non-answer. Non-answer. You know what this says? This says I took it for granted, I was irresponsible and stupid, and I never thought this was gonna end. Next prompt. It's not the next one, I've been skipping. But did you seriously think YouTube was going to be forever? YouTube still can be forever. If I choose, I can come back in 90 days after being demonetized. It's not if you choose, it's if they choose, first of all. And second of all, we know. We know you're going to be back.
I honestly think YouTube was going to...
The crazies are saying you got rid of wasabi and Twinkie's surgery was euthanasia. LOL. Yeah, so funny. Obviously, this is so fucking untrue. People literally have made a character out of me. It's not the life I want. I truly don't want to hear what people are saying about me. Just for future reference, if anyone tells me, I'm going to block you. Girl. Why are you surprised that that's what people are saying? And guess what, though? The truth is still fucking bad. People are only saying that because of all the weird fucking circumstances that you put around this whole situation. And it's really not that crazy. It's really not that crazy. Again, I will point out that she said in Tommy era like 23 or 24 that if you guys aren't hearing anything, it's a good thing. Except she wasn't going to tell us that Rarity was missing until she was forced to. And she wasn't going to tell us about Twinkie's surgery until she was not forced to, but pretty much backed up into the sink corner. And again, this is the same girl who got on camera and said that Twinkie was crying and shaking in pain, and then got on that same camera and left her home alone and went to fucking Chili's to go hit on her ex-girlfriend. Even if that last part you want to say, oh, it's not true, it's not true, you still left her and went to Chili's when there was an emergency vet down the fucking road. That happened. That happened. And then, like, if I know, like, Beck said, like, maybe it wasn't true. Guess what? She still pretended it happened then. And that's what I mean. She doesn't understand how normal, good, quote-unquote, people think. So she can't emulate it. That's why it always is, like, so weird and so fake. And then here we go. Here's her big fucking long, like, War and Peace part 2 about why she's, totally fine and everything's fine, and also she's done with Q&As. She's no longer doing Q&As because of, like, fucking whatever. I'm not actually gonna read this. I don't give a damn. I don't understand how this recording was longer than yesterday's, even though I skipped so many more prompts than I did yesterday. But yeah, apparently she's not going to do the Insta Q&As anymore, and it's like, okay, girl, whatever. You said you weren't going to do a lot of this shit anymore, but yet here you are. Okay, like, bye, see you next week. We're going to talk about Shane Dawson now, and fucking Gabby Hanna, and, oh, everyone else that's on the internet, weirdo. But no, like I did say yesterday, like, I'm here till the end. Like, whether she likes it or not, people like me are her ride or dies. And I was just laughing about that so much because I know she hates it. Yeah, she can't get rid of us. And that's it. But yeah, we're here till the end. As long as she's still on the internet, I'm still gonna cover her. Because, like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like I have to ride it out. You know, I feel like I need to see how this ends. You know, because it's like when you're watching, like, this show that's, like, so bad it's good, and that's what makes it entertaining. You want to see the end. You want to stick it out. You want to see what kind of crazy fucking thing happens at the end of the show. And then from there you can be like, well, that sucked, or wow, that was, like, whatever. And then you move on. I don't know. You move on to the next thing. Regardless, I think that is all that we had for today. Let me know what you guys think. Did Twinkie get surgery? Did she not get surgery? Either way, as always, she's fucking awful. Anyway, consider subscribing to the channel if you've been around for a few videos. Thank you so much to the members. We did hit 200 members. And thank you guys so much for joining me today. My voice is fucking dead. See y'all tomorrow.